Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful lacy skirt. This is to match our previous top that we made in our previous video. So if you want a matching set, we already have the top tutorial as well as the written pattern for the top as well as the written pattern for the skirt. So if you prefer to get a copy of the written pattern, make sure you check out my online shops. All the details will be in the description box below. So today we're going to learn how to make the skirt, and we're going to learn how to make the lacy stitch that we made on the band of the top in the round in order to make the skirt bit. And then maybe later on we shall learn how to make shorts or pants, something like that. But for now we're focusing on the skirt. So the materials that you'll need are a measuring tape to take some measurements, and then a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle. And the other thing that you'll need is yarn. The yarn that I'll be using for this demonstration is robin yarn, and the fact that it is very thin, I'll be doubling my strand. But if you have a DK weight yarn or any yarn of your choice and it has the corresponding hook, please make sure you use that yarn and that corresponding hook for the yarn that you've chosen to use, and you don't have to double your strand if you have a thicker yarn than mine. So the fact that mine is fingering weight yarn, that's the reason why I'm doubling it. So let's get started. I'll be using the color white for the demonstration, and yeah, let's begin. So the first thing that you're going to do is to take a measurement around the widest part of your hips. All right, so you're going to grab your yarn and your hook, and you're going to make a chain that's a multiple of 8 plus 4. So any multiple of 8 plus 4 chains, and I'll meet you back when I have that. Start off with a slip knot and make a normal chain. So for me, I'll do a total of 156 chains. The multiple of 8 is 152 plus 4 chains, which brings it to 156 chains. And since I'm making a custom order, I will be considering a chain that can stretch to 44 inches. Since my client's hip measurement is 44 inches. Can stretch up to 22 inches, as you can see here, when we stretch it almost fully. So the demonstration for this particular design is for a person who is 44 inches hip measurement. So this is a custom order, so I'll be considering her measurement to make this tutorial. So once you get your desired number of chains, we're going to make sure our chain is not twisted. And we're going to slip stitch into the very first chain that we made. So you're going to insert your hook, pull through all, just like that. That will form a ring, as you can see here. Now we're going to start working round 1. For round 1, you're going to start with a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then into the same exact chain you're going to place 1 double crochet, so that counts as 2 double crochets, the chain 3 and the double crochet here. And then you're going to make a chain of 2 and 2 more double crochets into the same exact chain, and that will count as a shell. And a shell for this pattern is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. So from here you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, and into the 4th you're going to place a single crochet, just like this. And then you're going to make a chain of 5, skip over 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th you're going to place a single crochet. Make a chain of 3, skip over 3 chains, and into the 4th chain you're going to place a shell, and a shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into the same exact chain, just like I had mentioned before. So this is what we have. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. I'll demonstrate this one more time. Make a chain of 3. After the shell, you make a chain of 3, skip over 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make a single crochet. Chain 5, skip over 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, single crochet. Chain 3, skip over 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, place a shell. All right, so you can see the repeat, and we're going to keep doing that until we are almost at the end of the row all round, and I'll show you how to wind up. Alright guys, so I went all the way around, and as you can see, this is my very last shell, and then I chain 3, skip 3 chains, single crochet, chain 5, skip 3 chains, single crochet into the next. So you're going to just repeat the same pattern until you have a total of 3 chains left before the shell that starts the round, and you're going to make a chain of 3, skip over the last 3 chains, and slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the round. So this is what you should have. Now we're going on to our next round, which is round 2. You're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet and slip stitch into the chain 2 space. After that, you will have made it to the middle space of the shell. You're going to make a chain of 3, and then you're going to go into the same chain 2 space with 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into the same exact space. So that way we have placed a shell into the chain 2 space of the shell below. So from here, you're going to go into the next chain 3 space, which is here, and you're going to place a double crochet. Then from here, you're going to make a chain of 3, go into the chain 5 space and make a single crochet, chain 3, go into the chain 3 space and make a double crochet. After the double crochet, you're going to place a shell into the chain 2 space of the next shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. So after this, we are just going to repeat the same exact process. After a shell, you're going to go into the chain 3 space and place 1 double crochet, chain 3, 1 single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain 3, 1 double crochet into the chain 3 space, and then a shell into the next shell. And repeat that all the way around. Alright guys, so we're coming to the end of our row all round, and we've placed a shell here, a double crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet into the chain 5 space, chain 3, 1 double crochet into the last chain 3 space, just like that. And then we're going to make 1 slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the round. So just insert your hook and slip stitch into that space. So that marks the end of round 2. Round 3, you're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet, slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, 1 double crochet into the same space. So far we have 2 double crochets since the chain 3 counts as a stitch, then chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into the same exact space, and that will count as a full shell into the shell below, as you can see. So after this, you are going to make a chain of 3, go into the next chain 3 space with 1 single crochet, chain 5, go into the next chain 3 space with 1 single crochet, chain 3, and 1 shell into the next shell. And the shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets, just like that. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. Chain 3, let me demonstrate this one more time. Chain 3, 1 single crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 5, 1 single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, 1 shell into the chain 2 space of the next shell. So repeat this all the way around, and I'll meet you back when we're at this point. All right, so we're coming to the end of our round, and we're chaining 3 single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 5, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3 of the round. This will mark the end of round 3, just like this. So what we are going to do is to repeat rounds 2 and 3. Keep alternating between rounds 2 and 3. I'll be leaving the timestamps in the description box so that they help you out with tracking how round 2 looks different from round 3, and keep alternating between the 2 rounds until you get your desired length for your skirt. I'll continue working mine, and I'll come back and let you know how many rounds I'll have done for the full skirt, because my client wants a total of 45 centimeters for the height of the skirt. So I'll be back when I have a good length for the skirt. All right, so we went ahead to do a total of 36 rounds, and the 36th round should resemble round 2 or all the even rounds. So 36 rounds, and that gave me a total of 45 centimeters in length. So after row 36, we are going to start evening out the base of the skirt so that we don't get these sharp corners at the base of the skirt. So after your slip stitch, you're going to slip stitch in the next double crochet, and then chain 3 to count as our very first double crochet, and then double crochet again into the same space. So literally we are placing a shell. So chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into the same exact space, 1 and 2, just like we've been doing for the previous rounds. So after this, you're going to make a chain of 2. This is the final round, the one that evens out the base of the skirt. So chain 2, go into the chain 3 space with a double crochet, chain 2, go into the next chain 3 space with a double crochet, chain 2, and then into the shell you're going to place a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. And we are going to repeat this all the way around. So you can see the base is no longer having these sharp corners, and it's now getting even. So from here, chain 2, double crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 2, double crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 2, and then a shell into the next shell. And you're going to go all the way around doing this until the end of the round, and I'll meet you back there to show you how to wind up your round. Alright, so we have made it all the way around, and I've placed a double crochet in the last chain 3 space here, and now we are going to make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round, like that. And then we shall chain 1 and cut our yarn. And this is what you're going to have. Alright guys, so now we are going to start working on the waistband. So just flip your work, because this is the very last round that we did that evened out the edges of the skirt a bit. So you're going to come back to the very beginning, the foundation row of the skirt at the very beginning, and you're going to attach our yarn. So you're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to go into any chain space. Let me go into this one, and you're going to make a chain of 3, and you're going to place 4 double crochets into each and every chain space. So what we are going to do is, this one counts as a double crochet, so 3 more double crochets into the same space to make a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, and then go into the next space with 4 double crochets. Four double crochets into the next, and then skip over the shell, and then 4 double crochets into the next chain space. And you're going to repeat this all the way around, placing 4 double crochets into each and every chain space. Okay, so we've made it all the way around, and I'm done placing my 4 double crochets in the very last chain space. So I'm going to slip stitch into the top chain of the first chain 3, and this is what you're going to have. Now for the next round, you're going to place front post and back post double crochet. So you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet of the round, and then you're going to place 1 front post double crochet into the next stitch. So go below the stitch and push it to the front, and then back post double crochet into the next. So yarn over, go around the stitch and push the stitch to the back. So we're going to alternate between front post and back post all the way around. So this is going to start creating a ribbed effect for the waistband. Right, so I've made it all the way around, and I'm placing my last front post double crochet into the last stitch after the back post. Now there's a front post, and I'll slip stitch into the top of the first chain 3 of the round, just like that. And then for the next round, I'm going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet, and then front post double crochet in each front post, and back post double crochet in each back post. This is going to keep the ridges in the same line straight, and it's going to continue to create the ribbed effect for the waistband. So go all the way around, alternating between front and back post double crochet until you come back to the beginning of the round. Alright, so we've come to the end of round 3 of the waistband, and I'm placing my very last stitches, and I'm ending with a front post double crochet. After this, I'll go on top of the first chain 3 of the round and place a slip stitch. Now after this, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. So the front and back post double crochets have created the ribbed effect for the waistband, as you can see around. Now you're going to go ahead and make a very long chain of about 250 chains. So make a slip knot and just make a plain chain of 250. Okay, so after your chain of 250, you're going to cut your yarn and you're going to grab your darning needle and thread it into the tail that you've left behind. Now we are going to place our drawstring, because this is going to act as a drawstring for the waistband. So we're going to go in and out of every 2 stitches using the darning needle. And we are going into the middle row of the waistband, in and out of every 2 stitches. Okay, so we've made it all the way around, and this is going to help us adjust the waistband to whatever size that we need. If you need to make it loose, you're just going to pull on it, and if it's big, you're just going to pull the 2 strings so that this can pull inwards. Then from here, we're going to make a knot. And you're going to cut off all your loose ends and weave in all the tails on your skirt. Alright, so this is what you're going to have in the end, and here is our final piece. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to check out the written pattern on all my online shops. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.